So Niall, there seems to be more and more social media platforms available to us every day. More and more people sort of vying for our attention.
Yeah.
And I worry, personally, I feel like I should be on all of them. So as soon as you see the next big thing, you jump and you join, you start an account. And tend not to do a whole lot with it. So what would you say for people that are either strapped for cash, time or attention, if they had just one, what social media platform would you recommend?
The big thing really is, and the great, obviously the massive benefit of social media is actually it's not so much cost, it's cost in time rather than cost in finance, because you can access Twitter, you can use Facebook, you can use Google+, LinkedIn and so on. You can use pretty much all these tools for free. I mean, obviously there are certain options you can upgrade to and you can buy into premium accounts and so on. And it's a good question because a lot of people say, you know, well, I'm very comfortable with using Facebook, so I'm not going to jump across to LinkedIn, or I'm happy with LinkedIn, but I don't want to go anywhere near Google+, and so on. Let's face facts, each of the channels has a different medium. It's a different medium for a different purpose. It reaches a slightly different audience in a different way. So it's about understanding how those differ. It's a good question, in fact, because it reflects very much an experience I had over the past 12 months. I mean, I've spent a lot of time using Facebook. I've spent a lot of time working with Facebook with advertising. I run campaigns for clients, and it's an environment I feel quite familiar with and quite comfortable with. But it's changed massively. You know, Facebook has changed massively in the past couple of years. The wake-up call, it was a big wake-up call, it was a big jab with a sharp stick that I had sort of a year ago. Somebody had said to me, Neil, you know, you're prolific on Facebook, you're using Twitter, LinkedIn, you're not using Google+, why not? And at the time, my answer for that was very, very straightforward. I simply perceived that as yet another platform, a whole new system to use, a whole new system to learn. And I think for me the resistance was, it's going to take me time to learn it, become familiar, and of course the big thing is it's going to take me time to build another community. 6 months after this prompt, the penny started to drop for me, and I realised that actually Google+ was a completely different beast altogether. And as I think you know, and quite a few people realise, I've become a bit of an evangelist. I don't, for any moment, profess to be prolific on Google+. I'm learning a lot more about it. I'm using a lot more, and I think there are a couple of really key reasons why it's important. One is the nature of engagement. You know, if you're looking to use social media from a business point of view, you really need to be talking to people who are a bit more serious, who are likely to engage. And whereas Facebook, you can achieve it through Facebook. Facebook's a lot of fun, it's more social, it's more personal, and let's face it, you know, your timeline is generally lived with people taking pictures of their dinner, walking their dog, and their family and things, which is nice. It's about getting to know the person. If it's a message you're trying to sell, you want to be getting that message to people that are listening and are going to engage with you. And certainly in my experience, people on Google+, and this is possibly to do with the fact that it is a little bit more geeky, a bit more techy, certainly people who are the early adopters of Google+, where people that sort of fit in that category. It's becoming a bit more broad, a bit more mainstream now. But those people tend to engage. They listen, they read content and so on. The other reason why it's fundamentally important to be using something like Google+, and for somebody who's not touched any social media at all, if this is all, you know, if I'm going to pick any of them, where would I start? I would probably suggest that you use Google+ to start with, because it doesn't take too long to get your head around it. But one of the biggest key reasons of it is that it's not just simply about communicating directly with an audience that's already existing. When you're posting content into Google+, you're posting directly into Google, and that provides a huge, huge benefit in the fact that every post you create is then embedded into Google's search engine to allow people to find that. As long as you have it set up correctly, there are certain things that are to do with authorship tags and relationship authors and so on, where you can ensure that Google recognises you, and that will help with things like search traffic and so on. And in fact, something that's come up on the radar recently is a lot of people are now recognising that SEO, search engine optimization, is kind of drifting away, and it's rapidly being replaced by SMO, which is social media optimization. It's about people learning to optimize how they use social media. So I would suggest that Google+ would be the place to start, and there's quite a few reasons for that, and it's a lot easier than people expect.
So you see Google+ as a direct line into getting into the Google search engine?
Absolutely,
very quickly.
absolutely. I mean, I've explained this to clients, and a couple of months ago I had a client who was quite resistant to the idea, and I said, look, let me just do a live demonstration. You know, we were on a Skype call, and we created a post, we had a page set up, we created a post, we pinged it through, we then took the headline from the post or some content from the post, we ran a straight, clean Google search just through the Google search bar. Less than 5 minutes later, and his post came up #1 in organic search on Google's front page and Google's first page. You'd never achieve that, you know, even to achieve that through your own blog. It would take a huge amount of time and effort to get it to that stage.
Google spiders and whatever else before it even sees it.
But with Google+, it literally is indexed instantly. It's there. So it's got huge amounts of value, and most people are missing out on that.